Hello and welcome to Chapter 12, which is over motivating employees, achieving superior performance in the workplace. This is our next part of the leading aspect, and in this chapter we will discuss how to motivate people to perform well. It considers motivation from four perspectives: content, process, job design, and reinforcement. Finally, the chapter will apply these perspectives to compensation and other rewards for motivating performance. The chapter is broken up into 6 portions. The first one is over motivating performance. Here's the question you should be able to answer after you've completed that spot. It's, what's the motivation for studying motivation? Section 2 is over content perspectives on employee motivation. Major question for this that you should be able to answer after reading the chapter is, what kinds of needs motivate employees? Part 3 is over the process perspective on employee motivation. The major question that relates to this part of the chapter is a good reward good enough? How do other factors affect motivation? Fourth part of the chapter is over job design perspective on motivation. So what's the best way to design jobs? Adapt people to work or work to people? The fifth part of the chapter is over reinforcement perspectives on motivation. And after completing this part of the chapter, you should be able to answer this major question: what are the types of incentives I might use to influence my employees' behavior? And lastly, in the chapter, part 6 is over using compensation and other rewards to motivate. After reading the material and getting a good grasp of that content, you should be able to answer this question: how can I use compensation and other rewards to motivate people in my organization? Let's go ahead and jump right on into the chapter. Let's start talking about motivation for performance. Now, motivation can be defined as the psychological process that arouse and direct goal-related behavior. People are mainly motivated to fulfill their wants and their needs. Motivation must be inferred from one's behavior. It can't be seen. Motivation is the result of multiple personal and contextual factors. The individual personal factors that employees bring to the workplace include personality, ability, emotions, and attitudes. The contextual factors include organizational culture, cross-cultural values, and their physical environment. Motivation can also be expressed in a simple model as seen in figure 12.2 here. People have certain needs that motivate them to perform specific behaviors. They receive rewards for those behaviors that feed back and satisfy the original need. And we can see that rewards are of 2 types. Those are both extrinsic rewards and intrinsic rewards. An extrinsic reward is the payoff, such as money, that a person receives from others for performing a particular task. It is an external reward. The payoff comes from pleasing others. Then we have an intrinsic reward, and this is the satisfaction, such as a feeling of accomplishment, that a person receives from performing the particular task itself. It is an internal reward. The payoff comes from pleasing yourself. Organizations want to motivate their employees to be more productive, and as a manager, you want to motivate your people to do the following. Join an organization. You need to instill in talented prospective workers the desire to come work for you. To stay with your organization, you need to retain good people in good economic times as well as in bad. Show up for work at your organization. Absenteeism and lateness are tremendous problems in many organizations today. Next, be engaged while at your organization, because engaged employees produce higher quality work and better customer service. And lastly, do extra for your organization, such as extra tasks above and beyond the call of duty. Now we'll look at section 2, which is over content perspectives on employee motivation. Content perspectives, also known as need-based perspectives, are theories that emphasize the needs that motivate people. Needs are defined as psychological or physiological deficiencies that arouse behavior. Needs are influenced by environmental factors. They can carry over time and from place to place. In the text, we talked about you've probably heard this in other disciplines as well, Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, in which we have 5 levels of human needs. The hierarchy of needs theory, developed by Abraham Maslow, proposes that people are motivated by these 5 levels of needs of physiological, safety, love, esteem, and self-actualization. This hierarchy ranked 5 needs from basic to highest level. Maslow suggested that needs are never completely satisfied. Our actions are aimed at fulfilling the deprived needs so that those remain unsatisfied at any point in time. In order of ascension from bottom to top, the 5 levels of needs are physiological needs. These are the basic human needs such as food, clothing, shelter, and comfort, as well as self-preservation. Next, we move up to safety needs. These needs are concerned with physical safety and emotion, such as emotional security, and avoiding violence and threats, those types of safety needs. And the next level is that of love needs. Once basic needs and security are taken care of, people look for love, friendship, and affection. Our next level is esteem needs. After meeting social needs, people focus on self-respect, status, reputation, recognition, and self-confidence. Lastly, we have self-actualization needs. The highest level of need, self-actualization, is self-fulfillment, the need to develop one's fullest potential. Research does not clearly support Maslow's theory, although it remains popular among managers. Maslow showed that workers have needs beyond that of just earning a paycheck. Managers should try to meet employees' level 1 and level 2 needs. Then they need to give employees a chance to fulfill their higher level needs in ways that also advance the goals of your organization. Next in the chapter we talk about Adelpher's ERG theory. And this is over existence, relatedness, and growth. The ERG theory assumes that the 3 basic needs influence behavior: existence, relatedness, and growth. That's how we get the acronym ERG. Unlike Maslow's theory, ERG theory suggests to us that the behavior is motivated by the 3 needs, not 5. It also suggests that more than one need may be activated at a time, rather than activated in a stair-step type hierarchy. From lowest to highest, the 3 needs are as follows. The existence needs, the desire for physiological and material well-being. Related needs, the desire to have meaningful relationships with people who are significant to us. And lastly, growth needs. These are the desire to grow as human beings and to use our abilities to their fullest potential. Now, Adelpher also held that if our highest level needs are frustrated, we will then seek more intensely to fulfill those lower level needs. And this is called the frustration regression component. Now, using the ERG theory to motivate employees, individual and cultural differences influence our need states. People are motivated by different needs at different times. So as managers, we should customize the reward and recognition programs to meet employees' varying needs. We now move on to a well-known psychologist who investigated the needs for affiliation and power as a consequence proposed the acquired needs theory. So David McClellan is who we're talking about here. And McClellan's acquired needs theory states that 3 needs, achievement, affiliation, and power, are major motives determining people's behavior in the organization's workplace. Managers should recognize these needs in themselves and others and attempt to create work environments that are responsive to those. The needs, one of which tends to be dominant in each of us, are these 3. The needs for achievement, which is the desire to excel, to do something better or more efficiently, to solve problems, to achieve excellence in challenging tasks. The other need is the need for affiliation, the desire for friendly and warm relations with other people. And lastly, the need for power. This is the desire to be responsible for other people, to influence their behavior, or to control them. Now, McClellan identifies two forms of the need for power. The negative kind is the need for personal power, the desire to dominate others. It involves manipulating people for one's own gratification. The positive kind is the need for institutional power, which is the desire to solve problems and further organizational goals. This is characteristic of top managers and leaders. Now, McClellan associates the three needs with different sets of work preferences. The need for achievement: you're happy with accomplishment of a task being its own reward, don't mind or even prefer working alone, and are willing to take moderate risks. People high in need for achievement tend to advance in technical fields requiring creativity and individual skills. And the need for power: you enjoy being in control of people and events and being recognized for this responsibility. You prefer work that allows you to control or have an effect on people and to be recognized for your individual accomplishments. And in the need for affiliation, you seek social approval and satisfying personal relationships. You may not be the most efficient manager because you will have to make decisions that will make people resent you. You prefer work such as sales that provide for personal relationships and social approval. Next in the chapter, we talked about Hertzberg's two-factor theory, and this is Frederick Hertzberg. And in the two-factor theory, this is from dissatisfying factors to satisfying factors. Hertzberg's theory was the result of a landmark study of accountants and engineers who were interviewed to determine factors responsible for job satisfaction and dissatisfaction. Job satisfaction was associated with achievements, recognition, characteristics of the work, responsibility, and advancements. On the other side of that, the job dissatisfaction was associated with work conditions, pay insecurity, company policies, supervisors, and interpersonal relationships. The two-factor theory proposed that work satisfaction and dissatisfaction arise from two different factors. Work satisfaction arises from motivating factors, and work dissatisfaction arises from hygiene factors. Hygiene factors are lower level needs. Motivating factors are higher level needs. The two areas are separated by a zone in which employees are neither satisfied or dissatisfied. You can see that here in figure 12.5 in the neutral area. Hygiene factors are associated with job dissatisfaction, such as salary, working conditions, interpersonal relationships, and company policy. These affect the job context in which people work. Motivating factors, or simply motivators, are factors associated with job satisfaction, such as achievement, recognition, responsibility, and advancement. These affect the job content or the rewards of work performance. Motivating factors must be instituted to spur superior work performance. Now, using the two-factor theory to motivate employees, you should first eliminate dissatisfaction through hygiene factors, such making sure that working conditions, pay levels, and company policies are reasonable. You should then, as managers, concentrate on spurring motivation by providing opportunities for achievement, recognition, responsibility, and personal growth, also known as motivating factors.